Hey, what's up, guys? So, Kane here with XBLA fans. We're going to be trying something different on this YouTube channel today. This is going to be kind of a sale guide in a sense. So, obviously, there's new sales every Monday, and it's kind of hard to figure out what you want to buy. Our channel focuses on indie games typically, so that's what I'm going to be highlighting today. So, these are the indie games on sale currently on Xbox One via the Microsoft Store. So, right now I'm highlighting The Long Dark. This would probably be my sale pick for the week. I think it's fantastic. They continue to update the game. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. Obviously, the story hasn't been added yet. I was reading through some of their community posts, and they were talking about the fact that they really want to make sure that when it does get added in, it's done right. So, like, they've been kind of a little hesitant to just release something just to have something. So, they've added in a lot of new content every time I've played this game. Currently, Sandbox is mostly what I've played. There's new difficulties and a lot of other cool things now. So this is actually from a run I was doing last night on stream. If you would like to see a lot more content from this game, I highly suggest checking out that stream. Played the game for about 3 hours. You'll get a really good understanding of what there is to do in this game. So right now, I'm kind of loaded into a house. This area is a pretty safe environment for me. I'm not really at threat of dying. This is kind of where I ended the stream last night. We went through a lot of different areas. We were in a dam. We were in a bear's cave. We ran away from a bear. We ran away from a lot of wolves. Right now there's currently a blizzard going on, and I should show that in a couple seconds when I walk outside, and it's intense. So, like, you got to be super careful in this game. It's very much about environmental hazards, so you're not really worried as much about, like other players killing you or something. It's mostly about trying to scavenge supplies to survive the cold winters of the Canadian North. So it's a really interesting game. I think it's pretty sweet, especially with the amount of stuff that's been added consistently, because I know, like, when I was playing it last night, I was just noticing how many different things with the UI have been just cleaned up and fixed and just made easier to understand. So I'm going to show that right here. This is the kind of just like LB wheel in a sense, and it's really useful. Obviously, I can't light that torch in the middle of a blizzard because it's just going to go immediately out. But you can watch me nearly kill myself because I'm dumb trying to build bandages outside just to show that you can freeze your butt off. To which I immediately had to go back inside and try to light up a stove. But yeah, no, this is The Long Dark from Hinterland Games. It's currently $10. It was $20. It's part of the game preview program. Obviously, that means the game is not finished. You're still going to continue to see regular updates with the game. So you just need to be aware of that. If you're into those type of games, this is one I would highly recommend. Similar games to this, kind of like Ark. Obviously, Ark has dinosaurs that you can ride and tame and do all that other stuff. There's no taming and stuff like that. There's a bunch of games on PC that are similar to this. The survival genre has kind of really been evolving and doing some cool stuff, and I'm really excited to see where they take this game eventually. There are weapons and other things you can eventually get. Like, I don't have a rifle currently, but I do know you can get one. You can go ice fishing. You can do a lot of different weird things in this game. So I would definitely say it's worth checking out. If you guys have any questions about the game, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'm more than happy to answer anything I can. So I'm going to move on to the next sale game we have, and that is Sword Coast Legends. So this is currently on sale for $10. It was $19.99. This game is pretty good, to be honest. So it uses the Dungeons & Dragons license. Now, one thing I'm going to give you a heads up about this game is it can be glitchy at times, and it does have exceptionally long loading screens, to the point that when I was recording footage for this today, honestly, I wanted to stop. Like, it is a fun game, but like at the same time, it is a little painful at times just having to deal with the 4-minute loading screen every time you go from area to area. That said, it's very in-depth game. There's a lot of content going on. There's, the first campaign, the second campaign. You can also do a dungeon crawl mode, which you can also do as a dungeon master, which I don't show off in this video, unfortunately, but it is a really cool aspect. We do have some streams on XBLA fans that you guys can check out if you want to see a lot more content from this game, and I would highly suggest checking those out. So, obviously, this is your typical, RPG like straight up to the point of, you know, it's D&D style. You have a backstory. You've got all your different attributes. It's a lot more dice rolly than you might be used to if you're more of a, you know, like Skyrim type player. So this is like old school. I think it's pretty cool. There's a lot of content. You get a lot of different little companions you can use, different things you can change up. So like there's a ton of different ways you can spec out your character. Just kind of show that off a little bit here. So like my guy is kind of a elf, rogue, assassin, archer guy, if I remember right. I haven't played this game in a few months. I need to go back and finish it, but honestly, the loading screens kind of knocked me away. I would highly suggest it, though, for anyone who is into this genre of game, especially because I believe they have patched a few of the issues that were around launch, which is when I was playing. So you should have a slightly better experience than I was having. It's a fun game. There's a lot of content. The story's decent. You know, I'm about halfway to 2/3 through the game. And obviously, if you're an achievement hunter, this is a pretty difficult one. You're going to have to do a lot of different playthroughs, a lot of different max runs. I think you have to do some co-op stuff. So you're going to have to be careful if that's your thing. So just giving you a little warning there. Obviously, there's, you know, all these different characters. Like I said, there's the backstories and other things. You can kind of learn about them. Like, I've got this cool little bow right now that's, like, dripping. And I just think that's pretty hot. Like, I like it. So, like, there's some cool stuff to this game. I definitely think if you are an RPG fan, especially if you like D&D style stuff, this is something that's worth checking out, especially if you have people to play with co-op. So the next game is Awesomenauts Assemble. If you guys were around during the XBLA days, you might actually remember Awesomenauts. It was a really good game. Unfortunately, back then, it was a lot harder to patch things on console, just because of the way the rules were set up. So this game kind of moved over to Steam. And it's a 3v3 2D MOBA. And when I say MOBA, what I mean is it's similar to League of Legends, Dota, Smite, you know, those type of games. It is a multiplayer online battle arena. We even have an article explaining a MOBA if you're curious on XBLA fans. I'll try to make sure to link that in the comments or the description. But yeah, when you drop in, you kind of land in, you get to grab currency. Every time you die, you're going to do that. I think it's a cool way that they've done it to keep you from getting bored when you're dying. So at the beginning of each match, you can buy, you know, your different abilities. And this is kind of your store, which is how you upgrade your character. It's more based on currency than, say, levels per se on that. And there's a lot of cool things you can do. So like right now I'm playing Coco. I haven't played this game in a while, so obviously I'm a little bit rusty. I've kind of cut the clip a little bit just to speed things up and get you into the action a little bit quicker here. But obviously there's going to be minions pushing in the middle. These are your neutral monsters. You got the enemy team. I'm going to be fighting them a little bit. I kind of was trying to remember how to do my combos, which was not the best. You know, turrets are pretty deadly. It's something you've always got to remember in a MOBA. They kind of destroy you, but I think I end up picking a kill up eventually here where I don't look like a complete idiot, but if not, who knows. But the gist of this is each team has a base. You know, there's the neutral minions that are going to be pushing through the middle. There's also, or those are team minions. In the middle, there's also the neutral minions, which are kind of your jungle camps. And those you can kind of fight over to gain more XP, more money, and more health and whatnot. So there's some cool stuff going on. It's 3v3. There's obviously different ways you can combo your abilities together to work with your team. This is what I mean by neutral camp. I'm going to come up here and just clean these up to get some more money and more health. And that's just one way to kind of try to get ahead. So jungling's still a thing in this game. I know some people ask that who are familiar with MOBAs. But there's a bunch of different levels. There's a ton of different characters. Each one's pretty unique feeling. And honestly, I love this art style to this game. It plays really smooth, and if you have a couple friends to play with, it's really good. It's obviously going to be a little bit better if you're not playing solo. Right now I'm just playing a bot match because I wanted to make sure that I could get a match quick enough. That I didn't have like people dropping in and out constantly or getting matched up in the middle of a game that was already over, which does sometimes happen, unfortunately. So hopefully the community grows a little bit with this sale. $6 is honestly an incredible steal for this game. We rated it highly recommended on the website. I would definitely say it's something worth checking out. So If you like these type of games, please do pick up Awesomenauts and hit me up. I'll play with you sometime. I like this thing. It'd be good to have some more people to play with. So next up, we have Olly Olly 2 XL Edition, which is on sale in the Bunny Lord bundle. So the Bunny Lord Pro Hater Pack comes with 2 games, skateboarding game Olly Olly XL Edition, as well as Not a Hero Super Snazzy Edition. We rated Olly Olly 2 highly recommended on XBLA fans. I've only played the first one. This is actually me playing the second one though, because I just picked this up today. So I personally bought this game just to be able to stream it or show it off here because I thought it looked really good anyway. And that Bunny Lord Pro Hater Pack is 2 games for $10.50. To me, that's kind of a steal. Both of these games are worth way more than $5 in my opinion. So like for me, I was like, sweet, I get to pick these up. So obviously, I'm not the best at Olly Olly. You're gonna kind of notice that pretty quickly. Kind of just going at it. Hopefully gonna get a little better. I'm gonna play it a little bit more. There's a lot of content here, and that's one of the things that's really cool. But it's a pretty minimalistic game in a sense of you kind of just learn everything, and it's pretty easy to pull off but hard to master. And when you get it mastered, it's really cool. So honestly, like, I would recommend this over most other skateboarding games on Xbox One right now. I think this is pretty solid. So if you're looking for a skateboard game, if you're looking for, you know, kind of just a relaxing combo type of game, like, this is definitely good for that. So it's a really good experience, and I would definitely recommend checking it out. Basically, this is wow, me trying to land tricks, which is okay, not too bad. But like, the gameplay is very challenging. You kind of learn, and as you start to see, now that I'm getting out of the tutorial areas, like, you know, there's ledges, there's other things you can pull off, which makes, you know, comboing a little bit easier. In a second, I'm going to show off me actually playing the game, which is a little more interesting to watch than this tutorial section. But I left it in here just because I wanted to show you guys that the game does kind of hold your hand a little bit, at least to get you off the ground going, just so you can kind of learn what's going on. So there's a lot of different worlds to play in. So all these different areas. I can't wait to kind of unlock these. You know, there's the easy runs and then the pro runs. Right now, obviously, I'm on an easy run. And I don't know how I do here. This could be really embarrassing, so we'll find out. Because I just stuck with whatever my first one was. I was like, let's just do it. So yeah, we can kind of pull off something at least. I think I'm going to wipe out in a second. If I remember right. So obviously, yeah, you can kind of tank it. So like, let's try that again. We'll do it a little bit better this time. But I think this is pretty cool. There's a lot of content here. If you're a fan of this game, there's also a couple different modes as well. Definitely worth it for the $5 in my opinion. I know our reviewer loved it as well. And there's also a stream of this game if you would like to see more of it. I know the Bearded Gent played it on XBLA fans on Twitch. So I'll link that in the description as well. So you can see a lot more content hopefully than just what I'm showing off here. But there's obviously challenges and whatnot, and you want to try to also just like get the best scores. Some cool stuff you can do in my opinion. I thought this game was tight. I honestly just picked it up today though, so who knows. We'll see how it goes for me. I'm hoping it continues to kind of shine a little bit. And the next game was also in the Bunny Lord pack, which I picked up, and that is Not a Hero Super Snazzy Edition. So I didn't really know much going into this. I knew it was supposed to be kind of comedic. And I knew the main character was Bunny Lord, which, I'm sorry, that just sounds awesome. So, like, straight up, it's interesting. It's got some crazy British humor. And honestly, I had a lot of fun with the tutorial, even though, like, that's pretty easy. The game kind of holds your hand again a little bit. But that's all I got a chance to play so far today. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. This is not a game I believe we reviewed on the site, unfortunately, so I can't really give you anyone else's opinion on it, but Zero did stream it, and I'll be linking to that as well, so you guys can kind of watch more gameplay from this game if you're interested in it. That's one of the things I really want to do, is just make sure like all the information's there for you guys, so that like when you're trying to decide whether this is a game that might apply to you, you can kind of just look at it and be like, yeah, that looks awesome. So, like, dude, anything with breakfast faces is going to get my attention immediately. So that was pretty tight. So obviously there's different characters you can play as well. Right now I'm just Steve. I think he's kind of the grunt. But the tutorial's pretty tight. Kind of shows you how to do things without having to, like, literally pause and be like, oh, do this. So it's a pretty simplistic game for the most part. Just run around, shoot. Reminded me a little bit of, like, oh man, like a Reagan Gorbachev or the other Team 17 game with the cops. But, you know, just kind of you're gonna die a lot if you get hit. It's a lot of focusing on just taking stuff out real quickly. But I had a good time with it. I'm looking forward to seeing more. There's a lot of cool stuff like crit kills, you know, executions. I'm going to pull off an execution in a minute when the game finally tells me what they are, because I honestly had no idea how to do this. But it's pretty cool that you can just run in, you can slide tackle someone, stand over them, and just pop them. I don't know. I just kind of enjoy it. You have a little twisted. But no, like, I thought this game was pretty tight. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you've played more of this, I'd love to hear what you think of it, because I personally just picked it up. This is not one I've played much of, so, like, I can't really give a huge opinion on it, but I think it's pretty cool from what I've seen. So, nice and easy first level. Obviously just the tutorial, but it was fun enough that, like, man, I want to go back to it, so I'm looking forward to playing more of this. The next game up, though, I have played a ton of, and that is Momentum. And as far as Momentum goes, it's $6.99 or $6.69. It was $9.99. I would not buy this unless you are the most hardcore of platforming gamers on Earth. So unless you just love, absolutely love, marble puzzle platforming, and can deal with bad camera angles, finicky controls, and other stuff like that, I would stay away. This is not a game that I would recommend for anybody. It's absurdly difficult, not because the game is per se difficult, but because the way it controls and the camera angles are so bad. I just remember having so much frustration playing this. This is one of the few games that I remember ever playing that I had a hard time making it a full 3 hours on when I streamed it. And, like, obviously I'm doing pretty well right now. I think I even unlocked a rare achievement for getting a better speed run. It's because, like, these early levels, they look easy. They're pretty chill. It's when you get to the crazier levels that they get a little bit more of a pain. Like, even here, trying to get this speed run is a little bit of obnoxious, because you really can't break even though they want you to, or you're not going to have a fast enough time to be able to get half these achievements. This is one of the harder games, I believe, listed on, like, even true achievements. I don't know if anyone has completed it. I probably should have checked before I started this video, but it's difficult. I've seen a lot of people on there complain. I know it's not just me. This game's going to be hard. So if you are really into this type of stuff, you think you want a challenge, it might be good for that. There are some levels that are pretty cool, and this game could have been really awesome in my opinion. It just has a few things it does wrong, and that's just kind of a bummer. So for $6, it's like you're not really setting yourself back too much. But here's an example of one of the harder levels. At least in World 1. They get even more crazy when you get to World 2. I have not even unlocked World 3 personally, and I don't ever plan to, so unfortunately I can't show that. But, like, it's rough. Like, if you go super slow and you just try to beat the level, whatever, it's not that bad. But just keeping the camera angle at a spot where you can use it while going quickly is difficult. So we have one last game to show off, and that is going to be Zombie Driver Ultimate Edition. Now this is on sale for $4.95. If you don't have this one yet by now, I'd say that price is definitely worth it if you're looking for something just kind of fun and arcadey. So basically you're going to drive around and you're going to kill zombies. There's not much that's better than that. Like, you know, that's just a good feeling, just running around splatting zombies everywhere in a car. You do get weapons as well, and there's other cool upgrades and other things like that. It's a pretty solid game. On our website we rated it to try it, but, you know, that was when it was rated for $14. You know, at $4 I would have to think that you have less of a Less of a loss if you decide you hate it, you know? Like, it's definitely worth checking out. So I think most people probably actually have this, though, who want it, because I believe it's been on sale a lot, and I think it might have even been games with gold at one point. But that may have been on 360. But it's a really solid game for the most part. I haven't played much of it, but I have friends who have, and they've told me they liked it. I don't know if we've streamed this one on XBLA fans, but I've played the first level here, and I thought it was pretty decent. I went through and looked at our review and checked out some old stuff we'd written about it, and the game looks like it's going to be pretty fun. I mean, anytime you get something for under $5, I'm kind of a sucker, I'll be honest. I end up buying a lot of this stuff, even though my backlog has gotten kind of absurd. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at, you know, some of the games that are on sale right now. If you guys have comments on how we could do this better, or stuff you'd like to see next time, let me know. I'm going to be posting this as soon as I can every single Tuesday, because obviously we don't know the sale games until Monday night. And I'll try to get this up as early as I can during the day. This is going to be a regular thing we're going to be doing. Here's me just running around in Zombie Driver. Like I said, plowing zombies is pretty clutch, man. So I'm just going to let this game roll for a little bit. There's not really much I have to commentate with it. You can kind of just check it out for yourself. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. Hopefully you guys like it. If there's anything you have questions about that we played on here, let me know. Even if it's not a game that I've personally played much of, like Not a Hero or Olly Olly, someone else on our team has played a ton of it. We've streamed every single game that's come out on ID at Xbox, I believe, with the exception of maybe 2. So, like, somebody has played it from our team. Like, we're trying to work on the reviews. Hopefully we'll be able to catch up to that kind of pace. But, like, dude, there's a lot of good games coming out on this platform, so it's tough to keep up. But that's a good problem to have, you know? So, thank you guys for checking this out. Really do appreciate it. Huge help if you guys could share this video and, you know, like, comment, all that stuff. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to be doing a lot more content for you guys related to, you know, indie games, ID at Xbox games, all that type of stuff. I'm really excited about some of the stuff we have planned for January, and hopefully you guys will be too. So thanks again, guys. This is Kane with XBLA fans, and I'm going to be hopping off. So, I always want to say see you next time, but like, dude, this isn't Twitch. It's weird. I'm not used to YouTube yet. I need like a sign off. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. See you guys later.